Hey, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Thank you so much for joining me in this freedom training. So, I have been working my butt off in many areas of my life for the past 6 weeks. And I decided that, this week, is one of my biggest values, right? Freedom. I also love celebration. But this idea of freedom is really important to me. It's something that has been a major factor in a lot of areas of my life, and it has really created and helped me decide on what I want my life to look like, the action that I want to take, what I want to change, and who I want to become, and who I need to become in order to create the life that I want to live. And so I wanted to give you some of the tools and the questions and the content that helped me change my life. And so I want to tell you a little bit of backstory, and then we'll get to the questions. And then you get to go at your own pace. You can stop, you can pause, you can take as much time to write down, reflect, visualize as you want to. And then if you want, and you're 100% invited, and I would be honored and love for you to be there. On Friday, I'm doing a live workshop from 12 to 1 Mountain Standard Time. And all you got to do is reply back to the email that you got this, and you can come. And so even if you can't make it, it will be another video recorded thing after the fact. So it'll be live in person. And then you get to see how it works and what I do, and the transformations that people receive. So first, I just want to say that you, just by being here, have taken a step. You've taken a step in the direction of the life that you want to create. And it was about a year and a half ago where I was in school. I had quit my previous job. I had started a new job. I was actually living under the poverty line and on student loans. I didn't have medical. I was a full-time student back in school for the first time after 10 years. And I was in a long-distance relationship, and I had a complete breakdown. I remember sobbing. I was curled up in my comforter on the floor, and I didn't even know who to call because I felt so alone. And I remember I had to go to the bathroom, and I picked myself up off the floor. I literally peeled myself up off the floor. And I look at myself in the mirror in the bathroom, and my entire face was puffy, and my eyes were almost swollen shut. I hadn't slept all night. And I just look at myself and I say, you are the only one that can get you out of the situation. It's time to try something different, and only you can save you. I didn't believe that my circumstance had to change. I didn't believe that I had to quit school or quit this job or end a relationship in order to feel better in my life. I truly believed that it had everything to do with me and how I was experiencing it. So fast forward almost a year later, I was again put myself in a very similar situation where I was working 60 to 70 hours a week. I was waking up at 3:45 in the morning. I wasn't sleeping. I was so stressed out. And it was 4:15 in the morning, and it was early, midsummer, because I remember it was 4:15, and I looked to my left. I was driving, and I saw the most beautiful sunset. And I looked to the right, and the mountains were all of these pastel blue and purple and pinks, and it was amazing. It was so beautiful. And I remember thinking, I'm so grateful that I get to be awake right now. When the rest of the world is sleeping, I get to experience this sunrise. And it was unbelievable. And in that moment, I had been craving freedom. I had been longing for it. I felt like I didn't have it. I felt like I didn't have any of it. I felt so trapped and overwhelmed and out of control in my own life. Working from 4 in the morning all the way to 8 or 9 at night, not doing the thing that I love to do. And all of a sudden in that moment, I decided to turn to gratitude. And I decided to see how I was free, how I got to see the sunrise, how I got to be up and inspire and motivate people at 4 a.m. How I got to go give probably like 30 hugs a day to people who I loved dearly. And through that perspective, I shifted from feeling trapped and overwhelmed and out of control into a place of complete gratitude. And in that shift, I created freedom in my life. And so I hope you're following how I did that. But I'm here today and Friday to teach you and show you how. Because the thing is, you do not need to change your circumstance for your experience to change. So if you are feeling trapped and overwhelmed and out of control, you don't need to change anything externally. That is all outside of yourself. You have to change here and here for your experience to change. And when you begin to shift into gratitude, when you begin to shift into a space of realizing that you do hold the power, that is when your circumstance also begins to change. And not from a place of fear or anger or lack, but rather a place of love. And that's what I'm helping you shift into, because that is where your freedom lies. And I believe in you. And it all is right here, right in you. So, are you ready to dig into it? Because I am. So, this is amazing. And so as we go into, I have 3 really important questions for you. And after each question, I want you to pause it, and I want you to take time to write down your answers, and take as much time as you need. And then you get to hit play again, and it's like I've been here the whole time. How great is that? Okay, so my first question for you is, how do you want to feel in life? All right, throw all of the shoulds, all of the supposed tos, all of the expectations and judgments and restrictions, throw them out the window for now. Okay, because how is that story serving you? If you're watching this and you're not happy in your life, I'll give you a hint. It's not serving you. Okay, so set those to the side and just be open and sit here with me. Okay, so take a second and I want you to think, how do you want to feel in life? What do you want to experience? What do you want it to feel like? What do you want your life to feel like, to look like, to be like? Right? And like, if you're thinking like, oh, like I want to win the lotto and I want to like sit on the beach all day or sit by the pool all day or like hire a maid or whatever else. Okay. If that's going on in your mind, what it sounds like, right, is that you really value freedom and you value abundance and you value flexibility, right? And so along with many other things, but I want you to try to dig even deeper. So like if you want to sit on the beach and you want to drink pina coladas or sit by the pool, right, or travel the world, I want you to keep asking yourself why until you get to the root of it. And if you want help on this, I want you to write it down. I want you to email me so that I can see it and help you through it. Better yet, come on Friday, because we're going to take this even deeper. Okay, so pause this. How do you want to feel in life? What do you want it to look like? What do you want it to feel like? Pause it, reflect, and write it down. Okay, so if you wrote down, whatever you wrote down, I want you to take time to define what that actually means. So what does freedom mean to you? What does it look like in life? If love is really important to you and that's something that you want to feel, What does love mean to you? And what does it look like in your life? And then we can keep going. Respect, support, appreciation, abundance, success, right? What does it actually mean? Define it for yourself, not based on a Webster dictionary, right? Not based on what society says, because we'll get into that on Friday, but based on what you want it to be and how it actually looks in your life. So pause this and write it down. Okay, so this is the last question, and this is the kicker, all right? This is the most important. This is when we're actually rewiring your brain. There's actually, I'm totally into the woo-woo stuff, all right? And even more amazing, like, what's the most amazing thing is there's science behind all of this, and how in the neuroscience and neurobiology in our brain, how our neural pathways actually rewire and how we can train it. So how you think your mind is right now, if we begin to challenge those beliefs, if we begin to think new thoughts, if we begin to find evidence for them, you actually rewire your brain and create new neural pathways. Like, I love this stuff. I think it's amazing. Okay, so this is what we're doing with this question. This is the hard part, if you think it's hard. Now, I want you to go, and every day until Friday, so today, tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, so 4 days, for the next 4 days, I want you to find 10 pieces of evidence every single day that you already have freedom, love, support, appreciation, connection, whatever it is that you wrote down, how you already have those things in your life. So whatever you wrote down for the first question, I want you to find 10 pieces of evidence for each thing you wrote down of how you already feel this way in your life. So about a year ago, when I was feeling trapped and overwhelmed and out of control and all of these things, right? I wanted freedom so badly. And then I chose to see how I was choosing to wake up at that time of day. I was choosing to see the sunset. I was choosing to give these hugs. I was choosing to stay at this job. I was choosing to see how I could go camping on the weekends. I was choosing to see my freedom and find evidence, because guess what, you guys? There will always be evidence of the opposite. And where your focus goes, that's what grows. And so instead of focusing on how you don't have freedom, how you are trapped, how you are overwhelmed, how you don't have time, instead of focusing on those things, I want you to focus on how you do have time, how you do have choice, how you do have freedom, how you do have abundance and love and connection and support and appreciation and respect and success. How do you already have those things right now? Because as we begin to see them, we attract even more of it. So that's your homework for the next 4 days. Go back, rewatch this, think about it, ask for help, email me, and better yet, come join me on Friday at 12 to 1 Mountain Standard Time. All you have to do is email me and you're in it. Free training, all for you. Have an amazing rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me. All right, and know that you matter, you are enough, you are important, and you are worthy. Have a great day.